Is there something missing there? I don't understand
Okay.
the interrelation between the two
Yes, all
points.
right. I see where the confusion comes from, Commissioners. On the 22nd of June 2021,
Yes.
when I was later interviewed, or even when I made my statement, all I knew in my mind, and bear with me, I know it may sound, as though I'm maybe lying. That's why I'm confused. But this is it. On the 22nd of June 2021, when engaging with Warrant Officer Perumal, all I know that I can state 100% for that day with certainty was that he was not accepting those exhibits, neither did he have exhibit bags. And I see in my statements, numerous statements that I had furnished the investigation team, General Flynn's team. I'm not quite clear on that, and then I say that, I didn't explicitly ask him, but I know they've had a problem. Then I go on a further statement elaborating on even while we were processing or counting these drugs and busy in the parking area at Isipingo, Warrant Officer Perumal even remarked of, hey, the last time what happened with our guys here, we got sick. So all of that was in my mind, and I knew for a fact that Isipingo would not keep these exhibits, whether it was explicitly told to me or whether I had drawn that inference from my previous experience with the station, I can't say, but what I can say for certain is that my colleagues on the scene have since sternly reprimanded me by saying, Colonel, Warrant Officer Perumal did not want to keep those exhibits. So why I wrote that I did not explicitly ask him for permission to store it, I'm unsure why. But this may be the reason, and that's my truth. Okay.
Please, Chair.
Sitting here, I'm confused as to what you did say or did not say. As you sit there now,
Yes.
did you or did you not engage Officer Perumal on the availability of storage?
Yes.
Did you or did you not?
Yes. I can't recall offhand that I did ask him. And like I'm saying, that's my only answer, is that I knew they were not storing it. My colleagues reminded me that I was wrong. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And then, just in fairness to you, what do you say was the confusion? What do you say is the confusion? Because you say the reason for my confusion, so just
Yes.
for you to be clear on that?
Yes, I'm saying that I think I mixed up our previous incident in February 2020, on the 5th, between the 5th and 6th of February 2020, and that whole debacle there. Because although my colleague, Warrant Officer Sander, I don't think he mentioned it in his evidence, I am the one that secured Durban Central SAP with regards to storing those exhibits that Isipingo had turned away. So, that could be a reason for my confusion. I can't elaborate further, but that's it.
Okay. We might get back to this because I don't quite understand. If you say Isipingo has never had a problem with storing exhibits.
No, I'm not saying that, Commissioner.
That's what you say according to the evidence standard. Do you
According
accept
to
that?
the evidence tendered by General Flynn, my apologies, Commissioner.
So you do not agree with the evidence
I do not.
standard?
I strongly disagree.
Now I understand what you mean. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a difference, though, between the availability of storage space and an unwillingness to store. There's a difference between the two. On your understanding, even though you are not sure whether you specifically asked Officer Perumal anything, but on your understanding, because you do say that you had some understanding, so on your understanding, what was the position?
Okay.
Was it an unwillingness to store, or was it a question of the unavailability of storage space?
Okay. Chair, this is my opinion. They have a storage place that could have accommodated it, over half a ton. Okay. But if I can just elaborate a little more, if you allow me, Chair.
Yes.
Even if you look at Warrant Officer Sanders' affidavit that I attached as an annexure, he states that Warrant Officer Perumal had made a comment that they do not have members to guard these drugs, you know. So to me, it's not only a problem of storage space, it's also logistical in terms of manpower and the risk associated with those drugs. Thank you, Chair.
So you're basically saying the storage space was available?
I would have thought so. I'm not sure at that point in time what the exhibit safe looked like, but I would think in a normal course of duty, they would have had that space.
Thank you, thank you.
And if I then, just to close off this point, in response to the chair's question, you reference what Warrant Officer Sanders said
Yes,
about concerns, is it Warrant Officer Perumal had, which
Yes.
is that not having manpower to guard.
yes,
That was in 2020.
yes, correct.
What was the issue in regard to this particular seizure by Warrant Officer Perumal? What did he express to you? We are now into June 2021. You say
You know, yes.
you understand there was space.
Yes.
So from your recollection, what was the reason for the rejection?
I can't give you a specific reason, Commissioner.
So it's not the fact that he doesn't have manpower to guard the
No,
safe.
he didn't cite it on this
Okay,
occasion.
thank
Yes.
you. Then I think that will take us to paragraph 50.
Please
Yes.
do that. And it's not a factor, the lack of manpower, it's not a factor that you would have taken into account? in
No,
not-
I did not at that stage,
Thank you.
Commissioner. From my recollection, on the morning, most probably of the 23rd of June, whilst I was still on leave, right? I know I called Colonel Kuzwayo to ask advice, seeing as how I knew that the lab was not accepting this. I just tried to get the ball rolling with regards to an analysis report. I did call her. She advised me how to take samples. And from my recollection, it was a long time ago, but the way I recall it, I called Warrant Officer Mpangase directly afterward and advised him on exactly what Colonel Kuzwayo had said. And on my instruction, that's how he went about to obtain those samples in the manner in which Colonel Kuzwayo had guided me to do so. So
Yes.
maybe if I elaborate, or will there be time later? I just want to add a little bit regarding that.
With the chair's leave, I guess you may, lest
you.
we forget
Okay.
to come back to the point, yes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I did try to obtain my cell phone records from 2021 for the period of interest for the commission. I have it on official record. Vodacom does not have these records since they're older than 3 years. But I would like to say that the onus should not be on me. I am stating it from the very beginning. I have stated that I had called Colonel Kuzwayo. And even if you look at the duration of the call, it would give you an indication as to the nature of our conversation. So I was hoping that General Flynn's team would have provided my itemized billing. It would have been either on the 22nd of June or on the morning of the 23rd of June that I would have called Colonel Kuzwayo and shortly thereafter called Warrant Officer Mpangase, guiding him as per the guidance of Colonel Kuzwayo. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Ms. Sillo, I assume we should be able to lay our hands on this or not?
We will have to make a request and call for the records.
Thank you.
We shall. Thank you. So then to conclude my clarification on this, when you say at 58, I did call the head of chemistry to inquire about in this regard, you're talking about the events of the 23rd of June? Or thereabouts, just immediately
Yes,
after
yes,
the seizure? Okay.
yes.
And that doesn't have anything in particular to do with the subsequent events of the 27th, which you deal with at paragraph 59 and 60? I shouldn't confuse the two. Okay. I'm happy, thank you.
Okay. On the 27th, it was just a follow-up. It was a follow-up because in my mind, Colonel Kuzwayo had guided me on how to take samples, which I guided Warrant Officer Mpangase to do. I submitted those samples because when I came back from work, I had seen that Mpangase had not submitted them. Hence, I submitted them on the 5th of July. And My conversation on the 27th of October with Warrant Officer Sechedi was with regards to either finalizing analysis report, either disposing, but getting rid of those drugs in Port Shepstone. It's then that he made me aware. I would not know this scientific procedure. I worked at ballistics, not at chemistry. I would not know this procedure, but Warrant Officer Sechedi is the one who guided me on how this would be done. And maybe at a later stage, we look at my contemporaneous notes in my investigation diary that were written at that point in time. So I maintain that my conversation on the 27th with Warrant Officer Sechedi, he did advise me on what we needed further in order to get a quantitative analysis, because we had only submitted samples that would look at the qualitative aspect of it. Thank you.
Do I understand you to say that, as a matter of fact, you did make diary entries on the docket?
In the inquiry file,
about your conversation with Warrant Officer Setsedi?
yes,
Are you saying so?
contemporaneous.
Contemporary, yeah,
That's
which is
correct.
contemporaneous.
Yes. And Chair, may I just add something? The evidence leader was not aware of this. When engaging with the evidence leader prior to coming here, when I mentioned all that I had done on this investigation, I see the evidence leader was taken by surprise. And to me, I don't think it's fair that General Flynn's team had supplied half an inquiry to the evidence leader. Obviously, one would be interested in my investigation diary as to exactly what steps did I take, what did I do. Those are contemporaneous. So I just thought
Was there a similar entry with regard to your communication with Colonel Kuzwayo?
no, there was not, Chair, and may I clarify maybe why?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
because at that stage, remember, I left Isipingo SAP and went home to resume my leave. At that stage, Warrant Officer Pangase was physically in possession of that inquiry. I neglected to do so even when I came back.
But did you not make the note about your communication with Warrant Officer Setsedi after you had come back?
With Sechedi on the 27th, yes, I had done it
So that's after you had come back?
Yes, that was
From
on
leave, from
yes,
leave, that is,
correct,
yes.
yes.
So I'm not sure that your explanation fully gives us the picture. Why would you not have done something similar about or concerning Colonel Kuzwayo? You are
Yes.
back at work and you are making all these inquiries at a time when you are back at work, so why not a similar entry? I hope
Yes.
I'm not sounding like
No,
I'm probing
I hear you,
at this
Chair,
stage.
and I accept it.
At this stage, I just want clarity.
This investigation diary works chronologically.
Yes,
Meaning
yes.
it goes day by day, you write the time, the date. So I had done it, I would think, on the 23rd of June. When I got back on the 29th of June, Warrant Officer Pangase had already diarized and written what he had done. So, yes, it's partially neglect on my part, but
Do I misunderstand the facts? I thought you communicated with Warrant Officer Setsedi after you had spoken to Colonel Kuzwayo to inquire about what needed to be done, or not?
No,
All
I
right,
just
all right.
inquired from Colonel Kuzwayo during that period, Chair.
Which happened first?
The Colonel Kuzwayo, the samples, the guidance on how to obtain samples came from Colonel Kuzwayo.
And then you spoke to Warrant Officer Setsedi afterwards?
Afterward, yes, that's correct. Much
still-
afterward, on the 27th of October.
I still don't understand then why you would not have made an entry that related to Colonel Kuzwayo.
Okay, like I said, Chair, if I was in possession of that inquiry and still at the office, like I went on leave, if I was still at the office and I called Colonel Kuzwayo, I would have had that inquiry in front of me. I would have diarized to date, time, the nature of my conversation with her as well.
One last question. Were you not back from leave when you contacted Colonel Kuzwayo?
No, I contacted her during the 23rd, on the 23rd of June, if my memory serves me correct.
Okay,
I was
okay.
back at work on the 29th of June.
All right, all right.